Hello everyone and welcome to our presentation. Our topic is focused on a very important area of enterprise IT, failure of high availability, business continuity, and disaster recovery. These are essential for maintaining uninterrupted services, especially in the face of technical failures or cyber incidents. Today, we'll be presenting a real world case study on the CrowdStrike endpoint agent failure that occurred in July 2024. This incident is significant because it caused a major global outage and impacted multiple sectors like aviation, healthcare, and finance. Through this case, we'll highlight how gaps in high availability, business continuity, and disaster recovery strategies can lead to large scale disruptions. Our group members are Sehdev, Rohini, Shivani, Rahuldas, and Abhishek. So let's begin by understanding what CrowdStrike is and what led to the failure. CrowdStrike was founded in 2011 by George Kurtz, Dmitry Alperovich, and Greg Masterson. It's headquartered in Austin, Texas. As of 2025, CrowdStrike has generated approximately 3.95 billion in revenue and employs around 10,000 people. Now let's take a look what they actually do. At its core, CrowdStrike provides cloud-native cybersecurity solutions. One of their most well-known services is endpoint detection and response. This is about monitoring and protecting devices like laptops, server, and even smartphones. But CrowdStrike doesn't stop here. They also provide threat intelligence, helping organizations understand who and why behind attacks, forensics to analyze what happened during a breach, and services like managed security, identity protection, and cloud workload security, which are essential in today's complex IT environments. These services work together to give businesses a full circle defense approach. Now talk about the real engine behind CrowdStrike, the Falcon platform. Falcon uses lightweight cloud-based agents with AI capabilities. That means it can monitor and respond to threats in real time across endpoints, cloud infrastructure, identities, and data. This system is highly scalable. It's already deployed in sensitive sectors like finance, healthcare, aviation, and government. Falcon's effectiveness is proven. It played a key role in responding to major breaches, including the Sony hack and the DNC cyber attack. Even industry leaders like CrowdStrike faces setbacks. On July 19, 2024, a faulty update named Channel File 291 caused widespread issues. It triggered BSOD, which means blue screens of death, on around 8.5 million Windows devices worldwide. The impact was massive. Over 5,000 flights were cancelled, hospital, banks, and airports were affected. This incident taught the cybersecurity world some hard but important lessons in business continuity, disaster recovery, and high availability. The outage highlighted how a single point of failure can cause global disruptions, as well as the importance of testing and phased rollouts before updates go live, and why rollback mechanisms and recovery plans should always be in place. This is a real world example of why cybersecurity isn't just about defense, it's about resilience.
Thank you, Sehdev. Hi, everyone. I'm Rohini Nandagopal. Today, I'll quickly walk you through the CrowdStrike outage from July 2024, which had a major global impact. So, incident overview and timeline. On July 19, a faulty Falcon sensor config update caused Windows system to crash and reboot endlessly. The update was pulled within an hour, but manual fixes were needed, causing delays. And the root cause of this issue wasn't the sensor itself, it was a content update with 21 parameters instead of 20, causing a memory read error. Testing failed to catch it, and only Windows Falcon sensor version 7.11 plus was affected. Systems affected about 8.5 million Windows, 10 or 11 devices were hit. Mac and Linux systems were unaffected. Global sector impact. The outage hit many sectors like cloud VMs crashed, airlines cancelled flights, hospitals lost diagnostics, banks and retailers went down, causing billions in disruptions. Geographic spread. It affected most of the world except countries like Russia, Iran, China, where local IT systems reduced the impact. Thank you.
Hello, Professor. Myself, Shivani Tailor, and I will be starting with widespread system failure in enterprise environments. Crash caused by default in Falcon Windows sensor updates, and that was so critical, affecting banks, hospitals, airlines, and even government systems. These organizations rely heavily on real-time systems, and sudden crashes disrupt essential operations like financial transactions, medical diagnostics, and airline scheduling as well. Industry breakdown. The main cause of the failure was a defective upgrade to Cro- Crowd CrowdStrike's Falcon Windows sensor. This update put us in serious problem, resulting in a system-wide blue screen of death, that is BSOD, on many client computers. The impact was immediate and horrible. Key clients, such as banks, hospitals, airlines, and government agencies, were left with non functional devices. Even more concerning, there was no rapid rollback mechanism or any contingency plans in place, revealing a significant weakness in business event sponsors. Cost categories of the outage. This was not a single case. It affected several industries all once. Banks banks saw transaction delay, airlines could not access check-in systems, hospitals lost access to the patient's data. Also, public sector organizations experienced shutdowns of essential digital services. The cross-sector re- repercussion demonstrate how integrated and reliant vital industries have become on common security tools. The on the public service impact of the system crash. The disaster had significant effect for community. In addition to the technological difficulties, emergency call centers were offline. Ambulance dispatching systems failed. IT functions at the municipality have been suspended. Naturally, the public was furious, and major media sources covered the occurrence nationally. This prompted concern about our reliance on third-party cybersecurity constructor, as well as the need of enhanced monitoring and redundancy planning. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Today I'll be presenting on the cost categories related to the major outage CrowdStrike. Here we are going to explore both direct costs like downtime and client compensation and indirect costs such as loss of reputation and the customer trust and investor confidence. This outage caused emergency calls in the downtime and delays in ambulance and municipal services. This leads to public frustration and national media coverage. They raise some concerns about over reliance on third party security tools. Let's start with direct costs. When systems crash, critical services like hospitals, airlines, and financial institutions like banks, they are heavily affected. Like for every hour of downtime, it leads to massive financial losses from halted operations and the disrupted services. Most of these Additionally, in industries with strict regulations, outages, they can result in violations. It leads to potential legal penalties and fines for not meeting the compliance. Here we can see that the SLA penalties it's cost around $10 million to $13 million. Next, companies often face pressure to compensate affected clients. This could include offering service credits, contract extensions, or even direct payments for the high impact clients like healthcare organizations and the governments. Large enterprise clients may push for customized operations also. Depending on how many clients are affected, these compensation costs can easily run into the tens of millions. Here we can see that in the Okta breach, the compensation costs reach around only $10 million plus. But in case of CrowdStrike outage, total customer compensation could reach $10 million to $15 million, depending on the client type and the contracts. Now let's talk about the indirect costs. A public outage often triggers a drop in stock value as investors lose confidence and trust. This perception of pure internal quality control can affect how the company is valued inside the market. These kinds of trust damage can have long term financial consequences beyond the immediate problems. Now, reputational fallout. Reputational fallout damage is often the most long lasting cause. If a cybersecurity company causes this outage, it raises serious questions about their reliability. Trust in their products, especially automated updates, they can get badly affected. This can impact in the future sales, contract renewals, and open the door for the new competitors like Palo Alto and the Sentinel one. To conclude, bringing it all together between the lost revenue, compensation, investor fallout, and the reputational damage, the total cost of an incident like this can be enormous because it's not just millions, but it's potentially hundreds of millions. Like here we can see that the total estimated cost is like $25 million to $100 million. This is the result of like if major clients walk away or if the company loses its edge in its competitive market. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul. My name is Abhishek George Mathew. Let's continue with the discussion. I'm going to discuss about the rejected case studies. So before going into CrowdStrike, we had a couple of other topics in mind, and one of them was the Microsoft Teams outage, which was caused by a DDoS attack. And it was a distributed denial of service attack. It was a strictly security related issue and it caused that, and we decided not to go with that. The other topic which we had in mind was the AWS service outage, and even though it met the criteria, but we still decided not to go with that because it was extensively covered in academic and professional reports. So also we thought that it doesn't really bring any new insights to the discussion, and hence we decided to go with the lesser analyzed CrowdStrike, even though it had a significant industrial impact. So I'm going to move on to the next slide. So the next slide, we are going to discuss about the conclusions and the lessons which we can learn from this at CrowdStrike. So the first one is that even though many companies really focus on the technical part, they can still be compromised with any outages at any time. So rigorous update validation is essential to maintain that level of performance and trust in the industry. Also, the companies should focus more on the business continuity or disaster recovery rather than focusing mainly on the disaster prevention. Hence, this can be done by well documenting the disaster recovery plans and also clear communication between enabling and facilitating clear communication between teams, also between the customer, and also any technical difficulty can occur at any time, and it can be, and also the systems needs to be stress tested to accommodate that. It's because stress testing is essential because even before entering into the real world scenario, the companies can analyze to what level of extent the systems can perform, and it can also stress testing can reveal the weaknesses of the existing systems. So even if even if they really underperform in the stress testing, they still have room and time to upgrade or extend their boundaries for the system. So hence, proactive stress testing is so essential, and transparent communication is also essential. So as a key takeaway, we can say that its preparation through validation, rehearsal, and proactive risk management is essential to be the top tier, to be in existence as a top tier company in the industry. So that's what we can learn from this CrowdStrike. So now it's time for any discussions and questions. I know it's an online meeting, so we can I'm happy to ask to reply to any of your questions, which you can ask me in the comment section below. Thank you for your attention, guys, and stay safe. I'll just also go through the references which we had, which me and my team took from online and other media just to prepare this presentation. And that's about it. That's the end of the meeting. Have a good day, guys.